exercises.
And we are rolling.
Okay. What? Sorry, I was waiting for you guys to cut up or do something stupid like you guys always do.
Nope.
Cody lost by 1 point.
Oh, well, there we go.
Yeah, that happened.
We're just going to spoil
Yep.
the
It doesn't
episode.
faze me at all. I don't care.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like it's a multiple choice. They don't know which episode he lost by 1 point.
That's true.
Because there's so many of them.
Right, that's true. So you could go back and be like, in which episode did Cody lose by 1 point? A, previously on. B, the orig. Or C, previously on a Damage Control podcasting production.
Oh,
Nice segue. Nice
so
You know,
segue.
you know what the problem is? He's going to get to the end of the episode, and then he'll be like, D.
Yep.
Do you know
So-
the inventor of the Segway died on a Segway?
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did. He was a Segway crash. He fell off a cliff riding a Segway.
Did you know that the
Are you
inventor of
fucking with
Pringles
me?
is buried in a Pringles
Google it.
can?
You would do what?
The inventor of Pringles is buried in a Pringles can?
He's buried upright because. Oh
You can lay Pringles down.
no, that's a
No, Lay's isn't on Pringles.
yeah.
All right, welcome to Previously on a Damage Control podcasting production.
D. The
I
answer
am-
is D.
I
Cody
am-
lost by 1 point. D.
D. I am Daniel. I am the studio head for today's episode.
What's the name of the studio?
Productions.
Wow.
Right?
Where does he
How
come?
you like
That's
that?
why he's the head. That's why he's the head of the studio.
That's why I'm the head. I'm
Platinum
visionary.
Dunes.
All right. So here on Previously On, we play a game. We each make a movie based off a writing prompt, and the person who has the best movie becomes the next studio head for the next episode. So Previously On, my active shooter
I
plus
finally get it.
monster.
Previously on. Sorry.
You're fine. My active shooter plus demon possession horror movie. Horror beat out the factory that produces the contraptions for Saw
That was bullshit.
and the warehouse feeding grounds for the zombie creations to give me the honor of being studio head for today's episode. So a little
All
bit.
because Adam didn't like think pieces.
Adam does not like think pieces. You should
No.
remember that when
No.
we go to.
All right, minus
Dan-
one.
make movies
to
for
Adam.
Adam.
Daniel became studio head. Put it the rest together.
Yeah.
Head.
Teasing.
Head.
Throat,
Like how
knees and toes, knees and toes.
like how everyone's ahead of Cody by 1 point.
Yeah. So the disembodied voices that you're hearing along with mine are
Adam.
Tyler. I couldn't think of anything.
Cody.
All right. So today's episode, we are finalizing and ending a long-standing debate on damage control podcasting. Now, for those of you who may not be super fans who have not heard about this, at me growing up, I had the opportunity to meet the guy who is responsible for the Rudy movie, Mr. Rudy himself.
Mr. Rude?
Mr. Rude.
Rick Rude.
Rudy himself in high school. To prep for him coming and speaking to my high school, we were forced to watch the movie and do reports about the movie.
Only a nerd would bitch about watching a movie at school.
It had to be Rudy. And I have long stood to say that I hate the movie. I do not enjoy it. And the presentation was absolutely awful.
So
Which started a debate with Cody, who apparently absolutely loves the movie and finds it to be one of the most inspirational movies.
Cody.
So I looked up about the movie because I've never seen it,
Mm-hmm.
and I guess like there's a shit ton of people that were like at the school when he was there, and they're like, "Yeah, didn't happen, didn't happen, didn't happen."
Yeah, don't you know how based on a true story works?
Yeah, but they're like none of it is like even close.
Yeah. That's not how the Blair Witch Project went down either.
Well, yeah, because I was there.
Oh.
I was the one holding the camera.
In 99, you would have been 9.
That's old enough to be a witch.
That's a good point.
It weighs the same as the duck.
That's very good.
Yeah. All right. So my challenge to these individuals was to create an inspirational movie better than Rudy. So we're going to see who has come up with the best inspirational movie.
It's not me. I struggled so hard with that.
Now, inspiration does not necessarily mean religious, as it is commonly termed in a lot of culture. If you find inspirational music, it is always religious music. I want something that inspires to greatness. If it encourages you to do something grand and beyond the things of your normal capabilities, or willing to take on new tasks, or goals or things to accomplish. That's what I'm looking for in my inspirational movies.
Okay.
So, who wants to go first?
Adam.
Adam. All right. Adam, what's your movie?
Oh my god. Okay. This one sucks. I struggled.
Nothing inspires me like this movie sucks.
So I'm because my pitch is so short because it sucks. So I'm trying to bide some time here.
What were used to you coming up short?
Thank you. So is my
I
wife.
thought Cody was coming up short by like 1 point.
That's still more.
I need my caffeine.
That's still more than me.
You can have it back later.
So first I
Once you
wanted.
apologize.
I'm sorry that you lost by 1 point.
So first I wanted to do a biopic on the band Anthrax. Not really a fan. I mean, I like a certain couple albums off them, but
I like the dude's beard.
their
Got a
road
hell of a beard.
their road to success was hard. Like they between band breakups, equipment getting stolen, their practice room burning down with their equipment in it. It was like the band that couldn't quit. It's a really interesting story. But then I'm like, well, that's just a biopic. That's not really inspirational. Biopics are a dime a dozen, right? So
Mine's a biopic.
Oh.
That's inspirational.
Well, okay, but with like Bohemian Rhapsody and Weird just coming out, I figured, well, there's too many band biopics out there. So
You do know that we're not actually making the movie, right?
what? I quit my job.
Which sucks because you make more money than I do.
Okay. Anyway, so I was at a loss until literally last night, right?
Mm-hmm.
So my wife was watching a documentary on
Porn is not a documentary.
Can be.
on the Jason Aldean concert, with the Vegas shooting.
Oh.
Okay.
So I want to do that.
You want to make the shooter an inspirational story?
Yes.
What?
That's brave. Okay.
Look, I'm willing to take a chance on this. No, that's dark. No. So I want to do like a
That'll be on the next quiz show.
I want to do like a mockumentary, like a fake documentary, where we do a fake concert where there's an active shooter, similar to the Jason Aldean thing, and then we follow some of the victims pre and post concert, and show how that has affected them.
Okay, so your story plot wise, it's going to be a documentary like, oh, this is what it takes for this Jason Aldean concert to happen, and then tragedy struck. They're still
No. So I'm thinking more similar to.
You're going to cause the shooting, so then that way you can interview these people afterwards.
No. So this is more similar to Mila Jovovich, Fourth Kind. Have you guys seen The Fourth Kind?
Mm-mm, no.
It would really help me out if you had.
What's it about?
Quickly, not as bad as a Halloween episode, runs through the plot.
No, it's
Does she look through a round window in the movie that symbolizes something?
actually, yes, I do believe she does. No, so Mila Jovovich plays a scientist it takes place in Nome, Alaska, and there's all these alien encounters.
Oh, yeah, I have seen that.
Okay, so it's like a mockumentary like that. So where you have like actual footage shot like a normal movie, intercut with interviews. The inspirational part comes in where like a guy actually there, because of being saved by a cop, he becomes a cop later on in life because of the heroes. Some of the firemen and first responders that went there, like they go to the people they saved's graduation party, and like I told you, it sucked. I had nothing, Daniel. This is so fucking hard to come up with something. But that's like I wanted to set up a fake band. Like I don't want just like the bones of the movie is the Jason Aldean concert. We're not going to use Jason Aldean. We're not going to use Vegas. But just the bones. So there's going to be it doesn't even technically have to be it could be a magic show for all I care. But it has to be a live event.
Well, as long as the active shooter isn't a tiger, I don't think anybody will care.
Well, if you're the two gay magicians, they may care.
Why do they have to be gay?
That's kind of dark.
Because they were
Why?
gay.
It happened.
Simon and Theodore, or
Simon and Theodore.
whoever the fuck their name
The
is.
Chipmunks.
And those reports say that
Siegfried
Tiger
and
saved his
Roy.
life,
That's true.
technically.
I'm sorry, what was that?
And those reports say that Tiger saved his life. He was having a seizure. The Tiger was carrying him off stage because the guy was having a seizure. It just happened they carried him with that mount that was full of fangs.
Well, where else would you? How else would the tiger carry him?
Exactly.
Tiger could have sat on his head,
Yeah.
and his head gets up his butt, and then he
Yeah,
dropped him
but
off the
basically,
stage.
I can't remember which one it was, but the dude was having a stroke. Then the Tiger carried him off stage because he's trying to care for him.
Well, yeah, he's a gay guy, so he's having a stroke. That's fine. I'm past that point.
So anyway, I'm just gonna say concert. We see the concert, we see the active shooter, and we see some of the first responders. We kind of see the whole event from like an omniscient point of view, and then we kind of go into interviews, and then we zoom in on back on the event, and we follow these two characters. We follow them through, and we kind of see them post shit, and then it goes back to the event, and we zoom back in on a firefighter, first responder, and this guy saved two people and then went in and took a bullet in the back of the head, stuff like that. And then at the end, after seeing the whole event from the omniscient point of view, and then seeing the event through different lenses, you go up to the end, and then there's just like a gap, kind of like the Parks and Rec finale or the Office finale, where they're all at the end, then talking about the event and the inspiration that what
We lived through it.
this happened. I'm now a firefighter, or my jaw was shot off, but I'm now a supermodel. Shit like that.
Okay. So through the bits that we're watching the tragedy unfold, is it like a found footage where we're seeing it through like the cameraman lens and the security footage?
No, we could work that in. We're not fooling anyone. Everyone knows this isn't an actual documentary. We're not fooling you. We're not going in trying to pretend. It's just we're using the genre of mockumentary as just like this is the genre we want to go through. We're not trying to fool anybody.
Well, at that point, is it a mockumentary? Because I don't find... Isn't that like supposed to denote comedy of some sort?
No, mock is in, I guess, faux documentary. Then, if you don't like the word mock.
Yeah, I prefer that.
Okay.
He's the assistant studio.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Well, we all work on these things together, pitching at the end of it, helping each other out when somebody comes with a half-baked idea, correct?
Get Cindy in here with some more points for...
No, Cindy had 8 buzzers, remember?
Oh, fuck, yeah.
Yeah, it's Marge. And Marge will stay where she's at until she's thought about what she's done.
She's with Homer.
Homer!
What about Debbie? I'm so far behind on our secretarial work.
Oh, no, we have Debbie, too. It's just not her day to work.
Oh, we have 2 secretaries now?
Let's just say our HR...
That's why it feels different.
We have a lot of benefits at this place.
Let's just say our HR department isn't really good, so there's a lot of sexual harassment claims, so we go through secretaries really bad. We
Guess
can...
we're hiring a secretary of benefits?
So,
hey,
Can
I'm
we
not
get
the one saying
Can
it.
we get Christina Hendricks to work in here, please?
Oh,
Hubbub.
those haboobalas.
we can work in security footage and cell phone footage just for like effect, but I mean we'll shoot it like a normal movie, and then maybe after like everything's intertwined, so after we go through this person's event and we see them afterwards, we go back to their event, but this time instead of following them, we just cut over here, and this leads up to our next event.
Okay. All right, I think I get what you're going for there. Are we casting anyone famous, or are we going to try and keep the everyday people Joe, like everyday Joe kind of feel?
I kind of want to go like Blair Witch style, and just like use actors, but no one like give struggling actors some
Screen time.
Yeah, it maybe.
Well, this is an experimental idea. We can't afford the big names.
Maybe the people doing.
You don't know my wallet.
Yeah, I kind of think your last few movies did a bust, didn't they?
Sinstodian was not his fault. Marvel Endgame came out the same time.
Well, I didn't publish Sinstodian.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I kind of botched the job because halfway through I was like, no, this is more a made-for-TV movie.
At least I didn't get drunk and forget to make one of the movies.
Made for TV movie.
No, but I think the people producing the documentary on camera, it could be like maybe the dude from Dateline, not the Catch a Predator guy, the other guy.
Okay.
Which guy from Dateline?
So we get a real world person who does a job like this to add some validity to it.
Yeah,
like how they get like a famous
Roker.
newscaster to play themselves in a movie.
Is Tom Brokaw still alive?
No.
He's not.
No.
Oh.
I don't think so.
No. Walter Matthau?
No.
No, so because it's an active shooter kind of situation, I almost want to get someone who's a bit of an advocate in that field and have like Jon Stewart do it.
Michael Moore.
Like
no, Michael Moore is too. I'm not saying he's not good on it, but you provoke. You quickly have an argument. People arguing.
But Michael Moore is actually Fred Savage in Disguise.
Oh yeah, that's right. I've seen that episode. But Jon Stewart's definitely more beloved. Beloved.
I think he would be an interesting person to have, like, as an actor, if he can be serious enough for it.
Yeah, and don't just have the actor we have be the active shooter. We're not showing the face because we're not doing like an Oliver Stone JFK investigation. So we have an actor, but we don't like glorify.
Yeah, like it doesn't matter who the guy was; it's what he did.
I wouldn't even show I would do like the gunshots and then like the people, like I wouldn't even have anyone cast as
well, you have to at least show him at one point so they know like there's a shooting.
Yeah,
No,
like
I think
you could have the concert and then
Well,
sounds.
actually, that kind of makes sense because in those interviews, they thought originally it was fireworks going off. So maybe that may add to the what.
That and if you put a person, if it's a guy or a girl or if they're black or white, and then somehow in today's world that's going to be twisted around in the movie to where it stops being inspirational and then it becomes focused on what that shooter looked like and acted like and everything like that.
Right. Anyway, the whole idea is that this really shitty, horrible thing happened. These people who are heroes, the first responders, some of them ended up losing their lives because they ended up getting tagged by a bullet after they saved a couple people. Some of them, every person that they were able to bring out died. They weren't able to save anyone, despite how much they did. Some of them, they literally thought the person they brought out was going to die, and they were shocked that they survived when they heard it in the news. So it's just like the chaos of... Because everyone, whenever school shootings, whenever the Colorado movie shooting happened, whenever everyone... You got NRA saying, well, if everyone could carry conceal, that could be a solution. But there's no answer. There's no... Because during that Colorado shooting, there was a Navy SEAL at that movie, and he, in interviews, has stated he had no fucking clue what was going on until it was too late. He obviously survived and knew what to do at the point, but before, when it first started, he was like, I had no idea, and I'm trained for these type of things. So there's no, and I'm not picking on the NRA, I'm just saying there's no blank, everyone wants to create a blanket answer for this stuff. And it's to show that there is no blanket answer. Every person throwing in an answer, we may have to just pull what's good out of every answer. There is no, the NRA is not all going to be right. This organization isn't going to be out. There's no blanket answer for these types of situations.
I get that.
I don't want to do mine now. Mr. Oh, my idea is so bad.
It does.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
It sounds like a think piece.
It does, doesn't it? Thanks for calling me out, Cody. As I was talking, I was
push
like,
the button. We're starting over.
I hope no one calls me out on that.
Yeah, it does kind of sound like a think piece, but being what you called or Cody referred to as a half-baked idea last minute, I really like it. This shooter solution, I kind of want. That's louder than the noise you're trying to hit about. I like an idea of maybe we show a little bit of the movie making process, like they're going through and editing footage, so we get a quick shot of the shooter, and we have our Jon Stewart or the reporter character be like, no, edit that out, cut that. We're not glorifying it. We specifically call out that we are editing out all of the shooter from the movie that's being produced.
Yeah, because we don't want to demonize them, but we also don't, because we don't want to demonize him in the fact that whatever the shooter is clearly isn't in the right, but whether he had I'm just going by the Jason Aldean one since that's what my wife is watching. The dude had mental issues, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's still no excuse for taking lives.
Right.
But we don't want to demonize him because he did have. But we also don't want people who have mental issues to look at this and kind of be like, that guy's the coolest part of the movie.
Exactly.
Right.
Okay. So what are we calling it?
Fuck.
Fuck. A mockumentary.
It's a very aggressive title.
What's like a cool word? I want to go minimalist. What's like a cool word for chaos or unorganization or
Well, it's
Disorder.
Disorder, maybe something like that.
Bedlam.
Bedlam, something like that.
Okay.
Like a cool minimalist. I have a feeling this is like straight to streaming documentary type thing, but
Well, I kind of feel like this is more after the fact, so maybe like Aftermath.
okay, yeah, something like that, yeah.
Okay.
So you got to decide.
Whichever one the studio head likes.
All right, that's a cop-out answer. For one.
Okay, sorry.
All right, anything else you want to add to your movie before we move on?
Yeah, well, this is... I was thinking of this while we were in our trivia show. No, I have nothing.
Did it hurt?
It did hurt. Never mind. I am done, sir.
Okay, so you had nothing.
No, I got nothing.
Okay.
I got nothing.
All right, that's a very good opening start for sure.
Oh, shit.
I really pulled out.
I don't want to go.
Okay, so Tyler, Cody, who's next?
I'll go. I'll get it over with.
All right.
Okay. Our movie opens. Black screen. Slowly starts to fade, like the sun rising. You got, nature sounds, crickets chirping. It's you're on a farm and you see or as the sun rises on the film, the words "based on a true story" appear.
Okay.
Heads up, mine's more biopic. That's inspirational. And you see
That's a lot of words that pop up on the screen.
Exactly.
Okay.
You see a young man in a field working hard, wiping the sweat off his brow, and then his older brother shows up, and they fight as brothers do, and the older brother's rubbing in his face, I'm going to be something.
Cain and Abel.
You'll be here. You're not going to do anything. No.
Shit.
And so he eventually leaves. The younger brother gets up. And he's like, I'm going to be somebody. I'm going to make my mark. I'll have my moment in history. People will remember me. And then as the camera pans out, you start to hear silently, and as it gets louder, you hear "Hail to the Chief" playing. And then in big letters across the screen, it says, "In hops we trust, the Billy Carter story." Billy Beer. Jimmy Carter's younger brother.
Oh, okay.
So
I'm not a nerd, so I didn't get that joke.
I don't get this either.
I'm not a history nerd, I guess. The two history nerds were laughing like crazy.
Billy Carter was the younger brother of Jimmy Carter, and he would get in trouble for a whole bunch of shit.
Wait, who's Jimmy Carter?
The president, a carpenter with the initials JC.
Oh, okay.
Had a voracious appetite for peanuts.
He was a peanut farmer. He got in trouble when Jimmy Carter was president. He urinated in a public airport.
Wasn't Billy Carter the religious televangelist?
No, that's Billy Graham.
Oh,
I think. I don't know. So the whole point is the movie shows his life, and it's all these get rich quick schemes that he goes through, but then gets knocked back down, and then you see Jimmy Carter gradually doing better and better, and so then Billy's got this, and then he gets knocked back down.
So are we demonizing Jimmy?
Yeah.
Was he a bad president?
Not really.
Oh,
This wasn't really it.
oh, okay.
He's still alive. 99.
Wow.
Fun fact.
Is George Senior alive?
Nope.
Oh.
So then the whole point is it's going back and forth.
I meant George Washington.
Yes, he is.
Okay.
It's going back and forth. You know, the two brothers. You know, one that's on this upwards trajectory, and one that moves one step forward and gets knocked back down. But the inspiration is he keeps going and keeps trying, and then the finale is him plugging Billy Beer, and that's him leaving his mark on history, because Billy Beer has been mentioned in numerous TV shows, specifically The Simpsons, where Homer takes a drink and says, "We elected the wrong Carter." And so then the finale is him, plugging that like the actual real world commercial, and then it's all the pop culture references that have spanned from that.
All right, let me ask you this. You know how stupid I am.
Yeah.
On the truck ride over, what part of Adam, halfway through, you'll definitely get where I'm going. You fucking know I don't know shit. Why would you say that?
Because we have a can of Billy Beer at Mom and Dad's house.
I thought that was Dick's Brewery.
Well, we have that, but we have a can of Billy Beer.
Oh.
Do they still make Billy Beer?
No. It didn't even last a year.
Oh, okay.
But that was his. I mean, he did other things. Like he had, he was a businessman and did all this stuff. I mean, he died of alcohol poisoning, basically. But the inspirational part is
just kind of.
Well, that's where the whole based on a true story comes from.
I add
where
one thing?
What?
The very end, fade to black, fade back in on the memoriam, funded by the estate of Billy Carter. Because I don't think anyone else would pay for. Besides maybe.
I thought it was funny. Okay, I was going. You hate Rudy, the inspirational story.
I absolutely hate Rudy.
I don't like blatant inspirational stories.
Uh-huh.
So I wanted to take a
I like
fun,
I like it. It's kind of like what Weird Al did with his biopic. I like it.
Yeah, I wanted something that was kind of funny and you can. I mean, technically, you can find inspiration in anything.
It's giving credit to the middleman.
I'd rather not horribly demonizing Jimmy Carter, but I mean it's like you said, the Weird Al thing.
Yeah, I like it.
Where there's a scene in Weird Al where he takes down a Colombian drug cartel.
Yeah.
And,
right.
Nothing about that is factual in any way. It's just supposed to be a good, fun, feel good movie. So the whole point was that it's a funny, inspirational, and kind of hits on the whole based on a true story where people are we're gonna take that name and that thing and then we'll just fill in all the blanks Mad Lib style.
Well, unfortunately, that is the recipe for a lot of true story.
Yeah, that's the whole point. So it's supposed to be poking fun at that. It's doing
when
that.
When you talk about this, I sort of get a Walk Hard.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm sorry. What happens?
Walk Hard.
Walk Hard.
I get a Walk Hard from it. Only if we can have.
Cody really likes.
Did you hear Rock Hard? Right? Okay, good.
No. It's basically that. It's like a mockumentary of Johnny Cash, and I don't remember, but basically it's just like the
Dewey Cox story.
Yeah, the Dewey Cox story.
Right.
So that's the vibe I'm getting from this.
Yes, not quite that over the top, but I mean,
you're gonna sell it as a legitimate documentary.
Yeah.
But it's a wink to anyone who gets it. Hey, come on, man, we're just having fun here.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay. What I really like about it is you take a lot of the notes from Rudy that are supposed to be inspirational.
Cody Tyler one.
And I feel like you grab them and actually turn them kind of inspirational. Because
I've never seen Rudy's.
Because the whole idea of Rudy is this kid wants to play Notre Dame football and
he's an idiot.
Not necessarily an idiot, but the world just keeps kicking him down.
Mm-hmm.
So eventually he gets on the football team.
And he 4'8" or something, or 5'2".
Yeah, he's not a football player stature, and he sits on the bench. And then the very last game of the very last season of his senior year, they give him the football to run a non-consequential play after they've won the game, and then everyone celebrates him "Woo, you did a
I read
jack shit."
I read an interview where they're like they decided a week before the game that they would let him do that.
They did the annexation of Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Yeah, they gave him a football. He ran it like 8 yards or something like that, and it didn't matter.
They're like,
because they had already won the game.
They're like, his claim to fame is he's like the only person to be carried off the field, but he's like carried off by like 4 guys that are like known to be like assholes. So like it was supposed to be like an insult.
The adult Billy Carter. Can we cast? What's his name?
The film is made by. It's a Christopher Nolan film.
No, there ain't no way. He likes.
Yes, he's gonna do it. We're gonna pay him enough money.
The dude from New Girl.
Jake Johnson.
Can Jack Johnson?
Jake Johnson. You don't even know his name.
I know him as Nick.
Sure.
Okay, I kind of like him as an actor.
Because he's got that lovable loser vibe going.
Yeah. I'm for it.
Okay.
Like I said, the whole point is that it's not supposed to take itself serious. It's supposed to be poking fun at all the movies like Rudy. The only other inspirational movie I can think of is Radio. I don't know how true any of that is.
Blindside.
Yeah.
So,
stuff like that where like
Blindside's actually gotten a lot of flack lately.
So it's kind of like it's a highbrow spoof movie.
Yeah, not like as bad as like the comebacks,
right?
But making fun of that while still.
I think Christopher Nolan may do a highbrow spoof movie. Actually, he may take it on as a challenge.
While
there may have to be some sort of time dilation in there,
while still being sort of inspirational. I mean, again, you want to keep the actual, I guess, message that yes, you shouldn't give up on something.
Like not all heroes wear capes. Like these are the legitimate hero. These are the dudes that actually exist.
Yeah, I mean, while
not everyone's a Tom Cruise, not everyone's the Rolling Stones.
Right, and that's exactly what I'm looking for. Is this is a guy who, the world shit on him, and whether he was depending on how culpable he was on it, but like the world kept him down, and he kept moving, and at least made an effort to produce something, and was successful for about a year, until he came to his own shortcomings. Now
he did try to make a peanut whiskey.
Oh,
that was in there. I don't know. It didn't last very long either.
Yeah. So my only question there is the real outcome that like everything he did ended up failing, and then.
Well, we're not gonna hit on that. We're not.
Then died of alcohol.
We're gonna leave. We're gonna leave on a high note.
But I wanna actually have we don't have to because obviously I'm not producing. It's his pocketbook here, but I want to have the balls to be like at the end. We say it's based on a true story, so at the end we say based on a true story. Then it's like, but please actually look up the events for yourself. don't instead of copying out and be like these were, how at the end like these people or persons' names weren't.
Yeah.
We won't cop out like that, but just say, but do your own research or whatever. Yeah. People who like think Wikipedia is infallible and just say, well, it's in Wikipedia, so it's true.
Right. Okay. So what are we naming our Billy Carter biopic?
In Hops We Trust.
In Hops We Trust.
In Hops We Trust.
Okay.
Can we have a one-legged man working at the brewery making hops?
Yeah, it's gonna be the guy that plays Schmidt. Oh, that'll be his cameo.
Love it.
You got me. You didn't do your cheesy setup. You just went right into it.
Who's gonna play Jimmy?
Jimmy.
Can the are we gonna show older Jimmy?
Oh yeah, you have to.
Can we have Bruce Davison?
Bruce Davidson.
He was House Paul Usher. He was Mr. Usher.
Oh.
I mean, that'd be fine.
Oh, well, who'd you have?
I kind of want to be Paul Odenkirk.
Oh, okay, yeah, I like that better. He's Saul, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I like that better.
He was in Saw?
2. Jigsaw. Seesaw.
Synced?
Seen it. Did it? Saw it.
Do it.
Good.
Okay.
That's all.
All right. I like that quite a bit. Cody, can you topple the 2 fantastic inspirational movies we have so far?
I'm gonna give it a shot.
Ooh. Can I throw out another option?
Sure.
It's about a guy that's on a podcast, and
he keeps losing by 1 point.
He keeps trying and trying to win these damn games, but he keeps losing by 1 point. And by God, if he's not the little engine that could, and after 8 games of losing by 1 point,
he comes in and kills us all.
Yeah, maybe he has this one game where he's up by 5,000 points and then loses every one of it. And
yeah, you went through those One Piece. I'm like, he's gonna fucking win.
The last go around, I was good until Tyler got those last 3 questions. I was keeping track of the points the entire time until he got those last 3 questions. I was good.
Technically, you were good up until the last question.
I will give you this, Cody. I did not think you had the balls to go all in. I thought you would wager 1 point, but you didn't.
And you lost by 1.
So your inspirational true story.
Well, enough about that episode, which hopefully we didn't just spoil the entire Dead Era Geopardy episode for you.
What are we pointing at?
I don't know. Some just...
It's spiderweb. Cobweb.
It's weird.
Cumweb.
Yeah, sorry.
All right. Cody.
All right.
Let's talk about your movie.
Okay. It starts off a long time ago.
In a galaxy far, far away.
Like, how long are we talking about? Medieval times?
I'm going to say like the 80s.
Jesus.
I mean,
motherfucker, I was born in the 80s. That's a long time ago.
Yeah, so that's almost
ago.
like 60 years ago.
I was made in the 80s.
Sorry, 40. But we come in on this young couple.
Ew.
I'm
sorry.
What a beautiful coming on age story is a.
Wait, whose age and how hot is he? Okay, well, we're done, Cody. Go ahead.
I don't believe you.
That's probably a good idea not to believe us.
I'm sorry. You just set that up really, really nicely.
Did you Google the guy from the Segway, by the way?
I have something else on my phone right now.
Oh, okay.
But I'm going to look that up later. I don't believe you, but
Okay.
So anyway, we come in on this young couple. Fight!
Sorry.
The camera zooms in on this young couple.
There you go. There you go.
At their kitchen table with 2 chairs. And the table's covered with bills. And they're just going over it and whatnot. And the guy, Tommy, he's going, I know things been hard, but union's been on strike. I know you're doing everything you can, getting tips at the diner, Gina.
Okay, all right. I'm sorry to say, but
Is this a sexual story?
I've seen a lot of shows that have started like this, Cody, and I don't know if this is inspirational. Unless you use the tagline, she took all that she could.
All the tips she could.
Okay, all right. I'm sorry. I'll do good. I can't help it. When Daniel starts laughing, I just...
Like I was saying, union's been on strike.
Uh-huh.
Union's been on strike.
And I know you've been working your ass off at that diner getting tips. But we just got to hold on. Hold on tight as we can. You know, we're living on a prayer right now.
Oh, my God.
Uh-huh.
And so we go through this story of Tommy and Gina as they're doing odds and end jobs, just making it through the strikes. They're not wanting to pay the dock workers as much as they want to anymore.
Gotcha.
And it's them right when they're about to break. They come to realization God will get us through this.
Is Bad Medicine in here somewhere?
Okay. Bad Medicine.
Wait, am I thinking of the wrong band?
Yes.
Shit. Oh, it's Journey, isn't it? Is it Journey?
No, this is Bon Jovi.
Bon
John
Jovi.
Jovi.
That's Bad Medicine.
Is it Bad Medicine?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yes.
Is it?
Yes.
Is it?
Yes.
Is it? My voice got stuck.
But as I was saying, this more of a
It is.
inspirational side is showing situations that common working class people like us,
May I,
like
can I ask something?
yeah.
Is your like niche writing just taking a band and then taking their track listings and?
No, because this song is pretty inspirational for me.
Okay.
Like it really is.
Why'd you have to bring it down? Now we feel bad for
What do you mean? Like you're the ones that started making a joke,
I was
even though that's what I was going for.
I was going to start making Green Day references, and then you're like, it's really inspirational to me. And I was like, fine.
No, it's just the whole point of the song to me. Like, and people can interpret songs either way, but it's that point of when you're going through a struggle in your life, and you don't see a way out through it. But you just got to hold on because it's not going to last forever. It's just for now. You got to hold strong.
You just got to wake up when September ends.
Like legitimately, I know what song is this?
Living on a Prayer.
Living on a Prayer. Okay. I could hear the lyrics in my head, but I couldn't think.
Yeah,
It's the halfway there song.
Right. Okay. All right. Sorry.
Halfway there.
When we're halfway through the movie, can they say we're halfway there?
Yeah.
It has to be. Like, we have to find that somewhere in that movie.
Like they're on a road trip or something. They're like, are we there yet? Oh, we're halfway there.
And it has to be literally the halfway point in the runtime.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's my idea. Like, I don't have a lot of substance.
We're completely
okay.
But it's all about that feeling that I know we've all had. We've had all instances in our lives, and I'm certain our viewers at home have had it, where you think it's never going to end.
No,
There's not a light at the end of the tunnel, but there is.
Right. So we need some sort of like overall conflict. I like the little like everyday working class problems, but I think we need to make the dock strike.
Yeah.
Like the main.
Yeah, that's
the main conflict.
Going for like it's her living on they're living on her income of the generosity of people, whether they want to be nice or dicks that day because they didn't get their salt in time.
And maybe she's like, maybe we should just get a different job, or you should get a different.
And then
job.
she started selling bad medicine.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but like his options of jobs are stick with the dock and keep on strike, or he goes off strike, he loses benefits if they do start back up.
Is there a dock strike in the song?
Yeah, he used to work on the docks.
Oh, okay.
You
I
mean
really
strike?
didn't know. I'm blind.
And the conflict is there is if he's going to turn heel, turn scab and start working behind the union's back on getting, because Doc's still got to make money and get stuff through.
Right.
So that's like sort of the major dilemma is like, okay, do I stick with my beliefs or do I do what I have to take my to keep my family fed or whatnot? Or at what point is it the right decision to give up your beliefs, what it needs to take care of people?
We got to work John Bon Jovi in there. He could be the head of the union or something, right?
Well, he could be like a dock worker or something. You know, he can definitely slide in a cameo. So I like those ideas. I think we need to flesh it out just a little bit more. I mean, like, what are some of the conflicts that they run into?
Like not having enough food in the house, not like
eviction, eviction notice,
like common problems that you don't think about in your common moment because like it's just something you always had, and then you start to really actually thinking about it down to like, if I don't have this $20 to get us gas for the next few weeks, we can't make money. But if I use that $20 on gas, we don't eat these next 2 weeks.
What about, is there a kid in the song? Do they have a kid?
I don't believe so.
What if one of the conflicts is like,
she just found out she's pregnant.
Yeah, like oh shit, I'm late.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, well, I'll run you to work real quick. And it's like, no, I'm late.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I'm feeling that. And then you can have like that struggle of where, like, so like Tommy's a prideful person.
Yeah.
So you have like the struggle of, well, we either put gas in the car or we spend $20 to eat, and you know maybe Gina goes out to a soup kitchen or a food pantry and he has a problem with it, and that causes some conflict between the two of them.
Like there's been situations that I've known of in my life where people are too proud to take the help of others, and it's to a detriment of themselves.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And at what point do you let go of the little pride, or is it the pride that's actually keeping you going through it?
What if the resolution is Tommy solves the strike? Like he looks at the problems and on his own comes up with the...
No, he's not that big of a person. That's not the point of the song.
Yeah, I think that kind of breaks that idea. I think
like he's not the like, oh, I am a common dock worker. Yes, I have found a solution to these problems. This is not that feel good of a movie.
Well,
at the end of the day, he's got to get his shitty dock.
What if the union rep takes credit for it and he's like, fuck it, I just want my job back?
Yeah, so what I think I see how this whole thing ends is we have Tommy, you know, showing up to strike, and he's at the final straw, whether he's had a fight with Gina or, you know, he's just like, fuck it, I need to go to work. So he breaks the line, works for a little bit, and then like his friends and these people that you kind of connect with through the movie are starting to get on him about that. And you see him break down and be like, you know what, fuck you. We're starving. My wife's pregnant. We can't afford medicine. We are dying without this, and you, because of your pride that I have overcome, are keeping us from going back to work. And he convinces the two sides that maybe we should come back and look at that. And the movie ends with him walking out of the job, them resolving the strike, and the union leader coming back and being like, would you come back? And I think that's kind of how you wrap that up.
Can Jay Baruchel play Tommy?
I don't know who that is.
No.
What?
No, you gotta get someone who has it's New Jersey, right?
I mean, Tommy's got to have a hell of a hair. Like, he's got to have that rocker hair.
It's gotta be,
Jay Baruchel has...
No, it's gotta be someone who can do like a over-the-top abrasive Jersey
like my
accent.
main character has a mullet.
Reeves.
Keanu Reeves, is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, my main character has a mullet, and Keanu Reeves can do that.
He is too old.
People had mullets back then and were old.
What?
You think like mullets is a young man haircut? Look at nowadays.
No. That's not what we're saying.
He's too old to play Tommy.
Yeah,
I thought Tommy's supposed to be a young
Yeah,
guy.
these are like young man
Have you
problems.
seen fucking John Wick? Yeah, he can be 40 and his girlfriend can be 28, and we just say, hey, they didn't mess around that much.
He's not 40 though. He's like 60.
He's 60, but he plays extremely younger people than what he is.
That's true, but the problem.
If Tom Cruise can still be fucking super action star spy,
Right.
Keanu Reeves can play a 30-year-old dock worker, I am fine with
But
this.
you want someone younger to connect with the people who are having those problems.
Because, like, legitimately,
Okay,
you're right about...
No, I see what you're coming. We have main people in line that are more established at the dockyard in their 30s and 40s and whatnot, and Tommy is like 22, 25, just relatively fresh in the scene.
Right.
I'm fine with that. But I need a person, and I
who
can't
can rock
come up
a
with
mullet. So, you watch Stranger Things, didn't any of those cats rock a mullet?
Yeah.
What about the dude who played guitar in the last?
Oh.
Would he work?
Yeah, I think he could pull it off. I think he'd be a good Tommy, yeah.
Okay.
Especially because, he could have a guitar and he could play a little bit of, like a John Bovey God damn it.
John Bovey.
John
Bovey.
Bon Jovi song. Absolutely, yeah, okay. I'm fine with that. What do you think?
I'm fine with that, but I kind of want to leave the music out of it.
Oh, okay.
Like, that's the thing, though. Like, we could have the undertone of music of the era, but I kind of hate that trope. Like, not saying that it's not a true thing, but I always hate it like, oh, this guy has a secret talent for this. And, like, yeah, it's kind of cool in the moment. I guess it more defines a character, but not every person is like that.
Well,
like,
what if he has a guitar and it's not a talent? Like, he just... he's like not very good at it. I mean, he's just...
Yeah,
like, I don't want the guy to rock and like, oh, why are you doing this? You could be a rock star.
No,
I don't want that to ever be.
No, we're saying it could be a visual metaphor for growing up, because it's like he had a dream to be a rock star, right? But
he was like the tons of kids who all had a dream.
Right, but he didn't do anything for it. He just thought it would come to him. He just thought like the record industry would come to him, but he's got like a really nice guitar that if he could sell it, they could probably pay rent. And he's like, no, I'm not going to sell it. And then his wife is like, what's her name? Is she named?
Gina.
Gina's like, look, I'm not saying give up on your dreams, but we're dying here. Because like he didn't do anything to do his dreams. Like, maybe later on, you're young, maybe later on in life we can get another guitar, but right now we need to live.
Yeah,
okay. As a visual metaphor for...
I'm more okay. I don't want this guy in the weekend like, oh, hey, Jim's here. He can fill in for the band. Like, I don't want...
No.
Like, that's the kind of level, like, okay, that's more fantasy than what I want.
No,
I want a more realistic approach to it.
I think, like anything, I mean, you have him playing it, and I think you should definitely have him, like, playing a song...
Yeah, he just
fuck it up.
He just like noodles on it. He just watches TV and noodles on his guitar. And Gina's like, look, pawn this. Like, we need food. That's this month's rent, and he doesn't want to give it up because it's his high school dream. But Gina's like, you never fucking did anything with it, and we're dying.
Yeah, I'm down for that. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, that has a level of powerful to me that I agree with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's inspirational.
Yeah,
that is very inspirational.
Not saying that I ever had a high school band in which I was popular, but I never did anything with it.
Probably had a gay name like Anti-Prep.
Yeah. We wrote a song about fuck Zach Morris.
But that
Wait,
is,
did you really?
Yeah.
but that is my pitch.
Okay. All right. So,
Oh,
I
he's
need,
thinking.
I need to make a decision off these three.
He's thinking. Dolores, can we get some coffee?
All I ask, if I don't win, I'm fine with that. Please don't say I lost at 1 point.
I like how he wasn't like, Daniel, if I lose, I will fucking kill you. But let's just hear what you have to say.
Well, the good thing is we don't score real points here, so that'd just be a real dick move of me.
Yes, we do. It's okay.
Okay. So I think I've decided.
Oh, shit.
And...
That was a very quick decision.
I think it's Tyler.
Okay. So the first movie,
Sucked.
I think is a great premise. I would absolutely watch it as soon as it came out. Like the idea is fantastic. I don't know if it's inspirational. I feel like
Well, that's fine. I'm not winning, but how's it not inspirational?
Well, so I feel like the inspiration is going to be overshadowed by the tragedy. I think it's going to be too focused on like tragedy recovery, which is a totally valid topic, but not exactly the inspiration that I'm looking for.
I'm taking it to the studio across the street.
So
I didn't sign no NDA.
Take it to Weinstein. They're,
Yeah.
they're not making anything.
Yeah,
right.
that's true.
So I think I'm going to put Bedlam or whatever name you decided for it.
Nah, remember I copped out.
Oh, right. So we're going to call it Bedlam.
Okay.
We're going to put Bedlam in third place there, even though I would absolutely watch the movie the sooner that I could
This
see
whole
it.
previous one was Bedlam for me.
The second one...
Did I use that right?
I don't know.
The second one, I am concerned that it would inspire the wrong things. It sounds great, and I think...
What would it inspire?
I think it might inspire like the problems more than the solution. Like it has that message of don't give up, keep going after your dreams. But I don't think when you do that research on that character, I don't think you're going to inspire actually what you want to inspire.
Was he a really bad person?
No. I mean, he had a
Just a
successful life. He just...
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was just a very flawed life. And to
I
take that as your idol, I think.
How old did he
Yeah.
live?
He was like 57.
Jesus.
Yeah, but it does sound like it could be a very funny and great movie.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, in Hops We Trust is going into second place.
Does this mean that Cody won by 1 point?
This means that Cody, for the first time and previously on
Look,
history,
he's trying not to smile.
I have won it previously on.
I have never given you a previously on episode.
Because remember
before.
he gave it to me, and you guys were like, "Oh, you guys are just lobbing it to each other."
No. So Cody, with On a Wing and a Prayer, you have won the inspirational episode.
That's the reason why he won. He fucking wanted to do a pun. That's awesome.
I had assumed that was the name of the movie.
I'm down for that.
Okay.
Fucking, he had that in the back of his head. He's like, "Well, Cody wants. I want to do this pun."
Yeah, because I think it does all the things that we were talking about that an inspirational movie should do about building up on overcoming hardships, and it's also a great premise, and then tying it to the Bon Jovi song, I think pulls in a really high number of audience, and it talks about a topic that I think is super, super relevant, that we need inspirational topics on. And frankly, I think it embodies some of the ideas that the Rudy movie should have done.
Yeah, more
and does
John
them
Bon
poorly.
Jovi music, if you ask me.
So Cody, yes, your movie has won, and give us a victory speech.
I'm glad it came from a real place in me that I felt like I needed to get out. And I appreciate that came through in it. And I love the song. I came up with it in the last 5 minutes.
Oh, great! So there you go, kids. Remember that last minute pulling it out of your ass can overcome days, hours of preparation.
It's fine. Not like I did any real research or anything on my movie.
So what's next?
What's our next topic?
Okay, have any of you guys seen the Bradley Cooper movie Burnt?
No.
Yes.
No.
Oh, is that the chef one?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Basic story is it's about a chef who's opened up his own, trying to get his own 3-star Michelin restaurant in England or France, one of the two.
Only 3 stars?
They only go up to 3 stars. Michelin.
Oh, metric system.
So, but it is this super gritty, sort of over the top of betrayal. Apparently he owes money to the mob, all this other stuff. And it's just sort of, we're a movie about a chef, and they blow it up so much with all this extra fluff. At the end of the day, this guy is literally a chef, but they're putting in all this other stuff. Like, okay, you're kind of romanticizing this job to such a degree that this is not even believable. Like, so I kind of want a movie like you could, not necessarily your own job per se, but I kind of want a spin of, like, I want basically a job where you take a job and you take it to the level of mockumentary status, like Spine Tap and whatnot, of how crazy it is for such a simple job. In my opinion, it is
a hyper reality of a blue collar job.
Like, because it's like, because I found several other movies like this where I guess I'm not explaining the theme well enough, I don't think.
Okay, so kind of like Truffle?
Yes.
Okay.
So you over dramatize.
Like, another movie, there was an Alan Rickman movie where it was about him cutting hair.
Harry Potter. Snape and Clips.
Fuck, I'm trying to think of the thing Daniel said that pissed me the fuck off. Expecto some bullshit, whatever the hell he said.
But the basic plot of this,
the
basic plot of the Alan Rickman haircutting movie is just your common everyday barber out in the middle of nowhere cutting hair and whatnot, and then suddenly there's a big haircutting competition that comes to town, and come to find out he's
Are you talking about Sweeney Todd?
No.
I was like...
Come to find out he's a formerly disgraced competitive barber or hairstylist from his old circuit days, and his nemesis comes back into town. Like, so I want that type of story of, like, a plain Jane simple job that is then blown so out of proportion that it's like, wow.
Yeah, a hyper reality.
Yes.
Okay, so you don't mess with the Zohan.
Yeah, so that sort of thing.
Is that the Alan Rickman movie? Don't mess with the Zohan?
No, that's an Adam Sandler movie.
What movie is...
I saw it, like...
Are you sure it's Alan Rickman?
It is Alan Rickman.
Okay.
Blow dry.
Yeah, that's it.
Look up Rowan Atkinson.
Yeah, so it is... Honestly, it's a pretty decent movie. Like I would suggest you watch it. Like, I enjoyed it a lot.
Alan Rickman's not even in it. No, yeah. Sorry.
Don't fuck with me.
Sorry, he's in it.
But I want that over hyperlistic of a plain Jane job. So if you have a McDonald's worker, come to find out he does 7 24-hour shifts, and that's just normal around here.
Okay.
Or something like that. Just
actually anymore, that probably is normal.
Yeah, probably.
Like, standards have lessened, it seemed, in later years, and they're trying to make them even more so to fill the demand in the labor market, because people are willing to do less.
We are
now.
getting way too political on this show.
I kind of feel like that's sort of the thing. We're trying to do some damage control, right? Listen to us.
Oh my god.
Well, anyway, back to you, Daniel.
Okay. So, tune in next episode for our hyper-realistic movies, or hyper-realism movies. And you have been listening to previously on a Damage Control podcasting production. Make sure you check us out. New episodes every Monday on SoundCloud, iTunes, Apple Music, YouTube, as well as check us out on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and the X. All right, Adam, push the button.